For the first quarter of this year, I was kind of honestly ripping off content from my books, so reusing content like that, which
Yeah.
works. And then what I've started doing now is actually I'm working with a guy who does some research and analytics, and then
Mm-hmm.
kind of puts it into some nice infographics. So it's more sort of like here's some interesting trends, and that's kind of seems to be working quite well. But I also think LinkedIn's algorithms kind of constantly they're constantly playing around with
Mm,
what they like and what they don't like. And
mm,
at the beginning of the year, it was much easier to get more views, and it seems to have dropped off a little bit. I don't
right.
know. Well, maybe that's just because getting boring, or whether it's because there's just more people out there pushing
Yeah.
content.
I think
That,
that's also the challenge, right? Like because everybody's out there, everybody's saying something, then how do you create things that are of value, right? Yeah.
yeah. So when you use it for your clients, and you are doing a lot of this kind of brand building, which is what we do with our clients as well, is say like, yeah, fundamentally, the first thing I want is if somebody is looking for a board seat,
Mm-hmm.
then they're probably going to be referred into a board. And so the first thing the board's going to do is Google them, and most
Right.
likely the link that comes up will be their LinkedIn profile. So
Mm-hmm.
kind of making sure that you've at least covered all the bases and look professional and
Mm-hmm.
active. And then I think the second part is the kind of the outreach piece. It's like if you can actually produce compelling content, you can start to bring more people into your network. And I think that's obviously where the opportunities go. So what else are you seeing that's working for people that are looking to build their brand at the moment?
Okay, I think that's really interesting. I've never thought about it from that perspective, right? Like if like a board is looking to fill a seat, then they would look at this person's ability to create content, and kind of like drive certain opinions or thoughts. What I'm seeing on LinkedIn is that I realize that there's many different formats, right? That different people choose to work with. I'm not exactly sure what is the best format that works at this point, but I think like what you mentioned, really using LinkedIn a lot more in sharing coverage, sharing media articles. I think that's very helpful because I think in the past where the media has all the authority, right? Like Forbes and all that, they are seen as sites of authority, but because of like saturation of content and stuff like that, generally people like us, we have the ability to build our own audience, our own following. And anybody has that ability. It's just how committed they are to doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think first and foremost, you've got to come up with a content strategy that's sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we kind of burn out.
Yeah.
And that doesn't, and actually, with all content creation, consistency and being prolific
Mm-hmm.
ultimately wins over
Yeah.
in most cases.